Well, hey, looks like we're finally able to go live. LinkedIn was causing me some issues, but we're here. Whoop, whoop. It's Wednesday, hump day. It's hump day this morning, and we're here and we're live. We're here and we're live. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. We're here, we're live, we're ready to do our thing. I need to change my phone to vibrate, but it just goes from ring to silent. Those aren't the two I need. I need ring and vibrate. But at this point, it's going from just ring to silent. I need the one in the middle. Anyway, we'll make it work later. Okay, hey, everybody. We see that the market is up a bit this morning. I think we anticipated that. Should have anticipated that if we didn't. Up just a taste. We're still buying the rumor at this point. We don't have the news that the government shutdown is over. At this point, we still buying the rumor because it's a rumor until it's news, right? It's news, but it's rumor because it's not like official yet. It's still just hope and anticipation at this point. But you can see currently SPX is at 68.73. That's what's currently happening at this point. That's where we are right now. Let's go see what did SPX do yesterday. That, of course, gives us a bit of insight into what did SPY and Triple Q do yesterday, which yesterday was Veterans Day, supposed to be a calm, chill day. Supposed to be a calm and chill day. And at first, good morning, Janae. At first, SPX act like it wanted to chill out, right? This is the 15-minute chart. So first, we just kind of had a little quiet, move up, move down some more. Basically, we went as high as 68.28. Like this is as high as we were going. Pull back, gave the indication that that's all we were going to do. Pull back as low as 68.06. Kind of felt that 6,800 was going to be the support area. Pull back a little bit, languished down here, but a whole lot of wicks were down here. All these wicks at the bottom kind of gave a little bit of a notice that there was some buyers still hanging around that 6,800 area. Had a little few bulls was down here, right? And when price turned around, it went on. We had a failed two down at 11:30. Failed two up though at 11:20, 11:15. So you kind of, if I switch to a 30-minute chart, we'll be able to see a little more clearly. So let's go here, see what happened at on the 30-minute chart. Again, we got up, down a little further, lower, low, turn back around. And then when it went back through that 68.27 area, basically this was a reversal zone down here at the 68.10 area. Really was the reversal spot. Nice little set of tweezers down here. If you can see this at 68.10, really. So tweezer, Janae said SPX. No, November SPX is moving different. It's definitely doing some moving. And then once it bounced off this 68.10, it decided it was good to go. I'm gonna turn on VWAP so we can see what VWAP had us doing. We lost VWAP in the early part of the morning, but then once it recovered VWAP at 12 o'clock, once the buyers took back over control, it kept it pushing. So we had two continuations going up, basically continued to go on up. This failed two down at 11:30, continued to move us upwards. Went up as high as what's this, 68.52. So there was a gap left. That's what this gray area is. This was a gap that was left from a few days back. We had gapped down, I want to say 2 or 3 days ago. If I change to the daily chart, we would be able to clearly see it. But there was a part of the gap got filled. I want to say Friday. Part of it got filled on Friday. but it wasn't finished. So once it got back into that gap, it decided it was, see, part of it was filled here Friday, but only part of it. That's why I left it on. And when it got back into the gap, it decided we might as well finish the job we left on Friday. And it finished it. Once the gap was finished being filled, you see up here at the top, once it finished filling the gap, it turned back. A little bit of wicking up here, but the sellers stepped back in and said, you did your job. Let's go on back down. And it turned around and pulled back some. We closed, SPX closed yesterday at 68.46. Finished the filling of the gap here and then pull back. So once buyers took over at 12 o'clock, they kept the control for the rest of the day. Still, kind of price tries to revert back to the mean. The VWAP was at 68.35. It didn't pull all the way back to there, but closed at 68.46 yesterday. Good morning, my day. So yeah. This is what happened yesterday in SPX. It was supposed to be a quiet day. I actually had mentioned in the 11:30, 12 o'clock window, I was like, yeah, it looks like it may be an Iron Condor day. And then we looked at 68.45 as our top number. 68.50 actually would have been a better place, but there was no, at the time I mentioned it, there really wasn't any great premiums because I looked at 68.50, probably should have stuck with it. I looked at it, the premiums weren't all that great. And then I was like, we'll pull in one more closer. And we pulled in one closer. Actually, 68.50 is what I thought initially. And then I was like, let's get a little closer. I should have stuck with my first mind. 68.50 would have kept us from getting breached. But when we went with 45, we ended up getting breached. I closed that. And then I went up to 68.60, took the community to 68.60. But we still ended up having to pay the exit, which, is a loss, and then reposition, but you still have to now recover the loss. So there was a little bit of a loss, put on a few more contracts to recover some of that. But we still had some green people in the community in our small account growth challenge. I think it was a good experience to be able to see that, yes, we can pick a strike, but it's good that we make a decision early enough to reposition. You see something and you have to reposition. You have a good thought, maybe just a little too close. So you close it in a quick, as quick as you can, and then reposition for more profits to mitigate the loss. Not that it was a bad thought. It's just maybe was too quick or too soon. Because we don't want to, that's what I was talking about in our community even this morning, was not wanting to anticipate the stop and reversal, but wait for the stop and reversal. So it was a good Iron Condor day. That's what we said. It was a good Iron Condor day. Once we reversed down here, we went with the put credit spread, but we really should have waited till we saw the reversal up here to go ahead and get the top side. So Iron Condor is just waiting till you see the reversal in order to get the other side. That's really where we're still working that part. You win because that patience, waiting, still waiting. You got to wait to enter. That's the hardest part of trading, is the waiting. The hardest part of trading is the waiting. Okay. So that's what yesterday did for us. And, we also traded IWM. Let's take a look at what IWM did yesterday. Kind of looks a little similar. We traded IWM just in our 1DTE, and we had put credit spreads. So we were underneath here, 241, 242, I believe we had as put credit spreads overnight. So once the, time decay and the price, a little bit of move up here, a little bit of dancing, but we had 242. So we were way down here. By the time it moved up this last time, those, put credit spreads were way out of the money and were worthless, and they were able to close. And we just went with our overnight theta decay and closed those profitably pretty early. But this price action looks about like SPX, which generally small cap and big cap don't move the same. But SPX and IWM have been moving somewhat similar here over the last little time. Have been moving similar. All right. Let's see what's on the ticket for today. Today. Okay, the VIX is at 1716. Let me make this a little bit bigger, just in case you're looking on your phone. 1716 is where the VIX is today. Right now. The VIX is at 1716. We're still in the middle of the government shutdown. They need to go ahead and wrap this thing up. Okay. It says lawmakers stop trading ban once the shutdown ends. Really? Are they now? Is this in the wake of Nancy Pelosi's saying she's retiring? Because Nancy Pelosi has made full use of all of the inside information she could get while she's been trading as a lawmaker. Hello. She like, don't hate the player, hate the game. She definitely made it do what it do, baby. Yes, sir. The AI craze is eclipsing other opportunities. Bank of America analysts see a chance to zig while Wall Street zags. Here's where to look if you want to go get a little deeper into finance. Yahoo. U.S. futures rise as techs rally. Shutdown hopes run high. Yeah, we ready for this to be over, okay? House vote could reopen the government as soon as today. Now y'all already know if it opened today, the market gonna be open today. Ooh, yes. AMD stock rises as investors cheer growth targets. It's not just affordability. Americans are anxious over the jobs too. Goldman sees U.S. stocks lagging all peers next decade. Investors now see some companies are safer bets than governments. Duh. China accuses U.S. of orchestrating a $13 billion Bitcoin hack. No shock there either. So the people who manipulate will do all that they can do to have something pull back in price so that they can buy it, and then run it back up with their next set of tweets, their next set of news, and then they run it back up after it drops enough for them to buy back in. Circle quarterly revenue rises on the stablecoin growth. Ocean rates tested by capacity conundrum. Let's see if anything else up here is interesting. All right, so that is Yahoo Finance. Let's close that off. All right, CNBC. Let's see what the futures are looking like. Coinbase moves incorporation to Texas from Delaware following Musk's lead. Okay. Google sues cyber criminal group behind EasyPass and USPS text phishing scams. Oh, good, because that EasyPass thing about, you still owe EasyPass, send us your money. Somebody need to sue them. Cyber criminal group and the U.S. Postal Service text phishing scams. Yeah, don't listen. If the people who are EasyPass don't need to text you about your money, they can send you emails and other things. They don't need to text your phone about that money. Don't fall for that. It's a little late to tell people that though, but because they got your account and stuff by way of your email. Why would they text you about it? Mortgage demand from home buyers hits highest level since September despite rising interest rates. Really? People still do they want to refinance mortgages, or do they want new mortgages? Because that's different. Mortgage demand, are they trying to refinance mortgages? S&P 500 NASDAQ futures gain as AMD leads the tech trade comeback. AMD's Lisa Su sees 35% annual sales growth driven by insatiable AI demand. Well, everybody wants in on it now. Let's go see what we are in the pre-market. Dow futures, S&P futures, NASDAQ futures are all up this morning. Okay. In Europe is all green over there. European markets broadly higher as positive momentum continues. Asian markets are kind of mixed. The three greens in the middle, ASX and Shanghai are both red here. Crypto is at 105,000 on Bitcoin, Ethereum 3586, Solana 160, Dogecoin 17, and XRP 245. Okay, that's what's going on with the pre-market there. Let's check out our calendar for today. Today's Wednesday. We've got a lot of FOMC speakers happening this morning, 10 o'clock, 10:20, 12:15, 12:30, 9:20, forgot that one. The 10-year bond auction happens at 1 o'clock. That is a mover, okay? Especially in the wake of nothing else to fight it. 10-year bond auction. The bond market was actually closed yesterday, which in itself did not seem to slow down the movement of S&P 500. 4 o'clock, we've got FOMC Collins and something else. But at 1 o'clock, that's probably the most pressing thing, is the 1 o'clock 10-year bond auction tomorrow. If the market opens, I'm not sure if this data, even if the government opens today, I don't know if this CPI data would come tomorrow, but it is scheduled to come tentatively it would come before market opens Thursday, and then PPI on Friday. I just don't know how fast they turn that data around, but it's still tentatively on the schedule. So keep that in mind for, pre-market tomorrow. I'll have to, y'all in my community, make sure y'all remind me, because, we trade overnight stuff, and these are the kind of numbers that could move the market in our pre-market and could affect our trades if we do overnights. Okay. So also on investing.com, anything for today. See, the 1 o'clock 10-year bond auction, 10-year note auction has 3 stars on investing.com. Like I said, it's something that really does affect the market. High volatility expected. It's not a yellow folder anyway. Okay. So 1 o'clock, keep that in mind. At 1 o'clock, there's something that does happen that could potentially affect the volatility of the market. Okay. Let's go see what Adam had to say this morning. The vote won't be till later this afternoon. Okay. Thank you, Janae. Please make sure that we don't forget that as we're going through our day in our chat and stuff. Make sure that we're aware of what's going on with that. It's been 3 days of straight upside, 209 points since Friday, 66.67 failed breakdown, macro bottoming trigger in SPX. 68.66, 68.74 were the overnight targets, and they were both hit. Plan today, little to do but ride the runner. 68.54, 68.42 are your supports. So watch your traps. Watch for traps down there. Watch for traps down there. Okay, watch for traps down there. 68.76, 68.96. Nope, 68.76, 68.86, and 68.94 are next on the slate. And we would dip if it gets below 68.42. Okay, so you got your 68.54 and 42 are your supports. 68.76, 86, and 94 are next going up. 68.42, if it dips below that, there could be more movement downwards. Okay, the difference between SPX and ES is about 23 points. So if you're watching Adam's tweets, you can subtract 23 points from his number because he trades ES and we trade SPX. All right. XSP range 684 to 690. If you're trading XSP, that's your range there, 684 to 690. These are numbers to put on your chart. These are numbers to put on your chart so you can see where is price possibly going to go. These are numbers that you put on your chart. Okay, 68, 54, and 42 are support areas that you put on your chart. Put them on your chart. Good morning, Tanya. And it just gives you a little bit of guidance when price is moving around. Where could price potentially go and reverse? If it keeps going through the numbers that you have listed, just know that it could go potentially to the next level. That's what these are there for, to tell you where could price possibly go. Okay. All right. We're still running the small account growth challenge. We did day 2 was yesterday. We're going to run this throughout the month of November. Okay, we're going to continue. The purpose of this small account growth challenge is to, of course, grow some small accounts. That's in the name. But it's also to get us into consistency, into patiently waiting for good setups to make sure that we're not just randomly throwing in money. When you have larger amounts of capital, sometimes you can just throw in with what you think is going to happen. When you have smaller amounts of capital, you have to be a lot more strategic with where you place your collateral, where you put your money. So you need to wait for good setups, and you need to make sure that when you do release your collateral to the market, that it's going to return your profits. All right. So this is how we work in that in the small account growth challenge. You can look there, www.e2t.trading. You can come join the membership. Everything I do happens inside of my membership. You can join the membership with a free 7-day pass. If you just want to come in and see how stuff is doing, what y'all doing over here, you can come and check it out for free for 7 days using this E2T.trading. You can come look around, step in the room and look around like SPX will do when it hits a new high, how it'll step in and look around. You can come step in and look around and say, well, I like it over here, or I don't. Either way, but you can come step in and look around for free. All right. Use that link if you'd like to come do that. We'll be there. You can come talk to me. I'm there. Okay. I'm not inviting somebody and not even gonna be home. All right. People invite you over and they ain't at home. Go on in and sit down. No, when I invite you into my house, which is my membership, I will be there. I'm inviting you into the house. I'm gonna be there. All right. All right. I'll be there. Come on, let's go look at some charts. Okay, SPX closed yesterday at 68.46. And as I said, I believe we are up in the 70s right now. Let me go look one more time at SPX 500. Yep, 68.72. So there's a bit of a gap up in progress. All right, we've got about 30 minutes before the market opens. So going to be a little bit of a gap up at this point, unless something happens in the next 30 minutes, which it definitely could happen because it can. That's the way things go. I'm turning off VWAP so we can see without it. Okay, this is SPY we're looking at right now. Excuse me, put us on the 15-minute chart. SPY also is gapping up. It closed yesterday at 682.87, currently at 685.27. So about $3, a little bit less than $3 above where it closed yesterday. SPY is about $3 up this morning. Triple Q is probably going to be similar. I didn't look at earnings. I got to go back to that. Closed yesterday, Triple Q 621, currently at 625, so up about $4. Yeah. And IWM closed yesterday at 244, currently at 245 and some change. So it's about 75 cents up higher than it was yesterday. All right. Trade accordingly. Earnings yesterday at close was Beyond Meat. Oklo traded. Had earnings. Come on, stay with me. My brain has already gone to something else. So now my mouth is just moving without the link. Tuesday, yesterday after close, Beyond Meat had earnings. Oklo, Lightpath, Evolution, PAL, Intrusion, SimilarWeb. I'm not sure who some of these people are. This morning, though, Circle had earnings this morning. Right? Circle had earnings this morning. On, Autolus. Who else? I don't know some of these people. Okay, Circle I know has been talked about a few times. This afternoon, though, after market closes, Cisco is going to have earnings tonight. Serve, SERV, Uber of the Sky, is having earnings this evening too. Tomorrow morning, before market opens, keep this in mind. So in case you're trading this, Disney, Bitfarms, BITF, Bilibili, JD, PaySafe, and gambling.com. Those are probably the ones that some people may be checking and looking at. Those are all the ones that are having earnings tonight and tomorrow morning. Okay. I wanted to cover those. In case you didn't know, I do have a page for the free stuff. If you wanted to check out what's the free stuff that Arlissa has to offer. 3 things to check before you trade. You can go here, let me see, e2t-freebies.com. Okay, you can go here. 3 things to check before you trade. You can go and grab this free resource. Don't place any trade without doing these 3 things first. There's all kinds of good stuff here. Chart your way to 100K. There's a little charting cheat sheet here. You can get access to a whole free webinar on charting. All right. 7 mistakes traders make to keep them from making 7 figures. 0 DTE strategy cheat code, stock options for beginners. If you're new to stock options, you can check this out. What's the best trading strategy for you, for your personality? Because everybody is different and every strategy is not for every personality. 5 hacks for trading SPX for those who are trading SPX. You can join our community here. Got a free Facebook group. The membership link is here. Joining our Telegram. I got a big Telegram group that's there. YouTube group. My main website is here. And if you're looking for credit spreads versus debit spreads, credit spreads versus debit spreads, I have an ebook that I wrote, and you can get that here too. Ah la la. I'm tongue tied and tongue twisted this morning. All the things this morning, but all of that is here at that website, e2t-freebies.com. Okay. All right, let's go. I think I'm looking at the clock because I want to make sure I'm mindful of our time. All righty. Let's go with our declaration this morning. Our declaration. E2T Traders Declaration. I declare I'm a great trader, a successful trader, and a focused trader. I should add a patient trader on here because we're patient traders too. We need patience. That patience is what's going to pay, We have to wait for the setup to be what we need, and then we strike. You have to patiently wait, and then we strike. I'm talking to myself too. Arlissa, you got to patiently wait, and then you strike. Whew, yes. I declare my wins exceed my losses, and my account is growing steadily. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I have a strategy that I use for my trades. I don't randomly place trades. I'm a level-headed trader who trades my plan and not my emotions. We don't anticipate the trade. We wait for it, and then we strike. Yes, y'all hear me? We wait, and then we strike. I'm talking to myself. Yes, I'm talking to myself. Lord, it's you who gives us the power to get wealth. Help us today to trade our strategy with wisdom and knowledge. Allow us to prosper enough to have what we need and enough to bless others. In Jesus' name, amen, amen, and amen. All righty? All righty. The one thing I love about the trading journey, I love so many things. This is one of the things I love, is that this journey teaches you about you. This journey will get you right. It will teach you about you. What are your emotional triggers? What is your view of money? What are the things you need to work on with you? Are you impatient? It'll show up in your trading. Are you greedy? It'll show up in your trading. Are you fearful? It'll show up in your trading. Are you selfish? It'll show up in your trading. Yep. Are you impulsive? It'll show up in your trading. All of those things, anything about you that needs to be worked out, it will show up in your trading. Yes, it will. That is, it will show right up in your trading, and it will give you insight into your trading. So that way you can fix it. That's not just for you to know that this is how I am, but now you'll know about that this is how you are, so it can get fixed, so you can fix it. Okay, you can say, I'm impatient, so now I will get opportunity to wait for good setups. I'm greedy, so I'll get opportunity to not be greedy, to take my profits and get off this trade. I'm impulsive, so it'll give me opportunities to really sit and watch and say, okay, I need criteria for when do I enter my trades, and if it don't meet my criteria, I don't enter. That stops your impulse. And for me, it's like, okay, I can't just enter trades all willy-nilly. I need to have questions to answer, and once I walk myself through the questions, if the answers are all yes, I can go. If I can't answer these questions, I can't go. Period. And so we learn about ourselves and then we fix it. All right. All righty. We're going to do 2 things today. We're going to stay green and we're going to get this money. Yes, we are. I will see you all in the market. If you're in my community, I'll see you in the chat. Goodbye, everyone.